Hi, good morning to you. You're welcome to our Branch Time News here on GHOne TV. I am Mohammed. Coming up in the next 60 minutes comprehensively, these are our top stories. Coalition of Weija-Gbawe election results moved to the Greater Accra Electoral Commission following unresolved discrepancies. We'll cross over to bring you the latest. Also, 17 more suspects apprehended for involvement in post-election violence in various parts of the country. We found out how the menace can be kept immediately. Also in this bulletin, President-elect John Dramani Mahama vows to reassess and refine Ghana's existing partnerships with international development organizations. What does it mean for the IMF program? We'll find out. Six Creative Arts MPs elected as members of the 9th Parliament. But the question remains, how will this play out to the creative sector? We'll ask an entertainment analyst. Hello again. Let's settle for the details as coalition for Weija-Gbawe constituency has been moved to the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Centre after tension was reported at the coalition centre in that area. Earlier, hundreds of supporters of the NDC massed up alleging manipulation of figures to tally declared results on Sunday. NDC's Felix Odate garnered 30,460 votes. However, members of the NDC alleged that the figures were manipulated in favor of the NPP's parliamentary candidate, Jerry Ahmed Schweib. Military and police personnel have been dispatched to the coalition centre to ensure safety as tension continues to brew at the coalition centre. Here is NDC parliamentary candidate for the constituency, Felix Odate Lamte, speaking exclusively to GHOne TV. These are scenes from the Weija-Gbawe constituency here in the Greater Accra region. Tension is high there. Now, our man who was on the ground, Obed Kingaglo, recounts the events of the past few hours.
Yesterday that we came here, we came to meet some infractions about this electoral process. We know before declaration of results, the coalition sheets are filled and the summary sheet will be filled and the declaration sheet will be signed by agents. Now we came here and we saw district officer and his other colleagues filling some portions of the form. So we have to confront them and find out why are they doing that after declaration? So what formed the basis of their declaration on Sunday? And up to now, no proper reason have been given to us. So it has been concluded that we move to the EC headquarters to resolve this issue. And this is unfair, and this cannot be countenanced in our elections.
You are confident that your own internal tabulation, you won the elections?
Definitely.
And the situation escalated to a point where military was called to take control of the situation. As you can see right behind me, we see military officials trying to protect the electoral official to be able to move to the regional coalition center. But the crowd is charged, insisting that the right thing be done before everybody leaves here. But the twist of event of moving the process to the national headquarters of the police agitated the already angered members of the National Democratic Congress. Let's talk to headquarters.
Yeah, I just heard it, and we don't know what they are going to do over there because they don't declare in the elections at the police headquarters. This is where they declare elections, and this is where we want them to hold us as high esteem. Listen to our call, listen to our cry, and make sure that our votes really count. We want them to declare the election here. What are we going to do at the police headquarters? Please tell me. What are we going to do at the police headquarters?
We don't vote at the
Actually, we don't declare election at the police headquarters.
We don't see the reason why we should move from here to the police headquarters. This constituency there is no voting going on there.
But what is the current situation on the ground? Let's find out from our man on the ground who's been there since 2 a.m. Obed King Gaglo. I'm sure he's famished, he's fatigued, I'm sure he's having his throat is parched. Obed, what can you report at this time? What's the current situation?
So currently we are the regional headquarters of the Electoral Commission, where it was agreed that the process be moved from the Weija-Gbawe constituency to this place. However, when we got here, there was a twist of events where the police directed that they move to the police headquarters. This further angered the already aggrieved members of the National Democratic Congress, but some of the leadership are still here trying to make sure that the process continues over here. Member of Parliament for the Obom Domiaba constituency, who is part of the Greater Accra Monetary Team for the NDC, is still here. I'll be engaging her in a bit, but before that, let me engage some members of the National Democratic Congress who have showed up here, followed the process through dawn from the Weija-Gbawe constituency to the regional coalition center. GHOne.
Me jiusu.
Na eni adena wabe pimu hasi.
Ne de me pie wo ha ne se yetu aba Saturday no. E ma faliso date lamti adinkunim. E ma electoral board electoral commission Mr. Dankwa omu pese omu wieye na omu fa Majori Ahmed enisa no nti yetete honum enu anaju 12 o'clock ena ebe pie youth no be pie wo honum ena obie box no say o sisa pen sheet no ena ye be chi no nti nisa no to youth no nyina begu honum e ma ya ye de begu aha eye region ha Greater Accra Regional Electoral Commission edebegu ha Mr. Dieba ha no ye twa Mr. Pinkra onu na ye director wa ha onu na ye twen se ombra no mu bebie no mu mfa nema ntu ye no mu declare fale so that lemte na enkofie enye sa yeso ha no ye enkofie na ye enkofie china ji say declare my answer na yakọ.
Thank you very much. So that was a member of the National Democratic Congress who has showed up here at the Regional Coalition Center. If you can see, we are just at the third floor of the Regional Coalition Center. You can see ballot boxes behind me. So as I mentioned, I have a current member of parliament for the Bom-Domayaba constituency. He's been monitoring the process since morning. He's joined us here. Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
What's the latest right now?
Okay, I think you've been with us from the Weija EC office, and we've reported much. So we had a call from the regional director of the EC, Mr. Pinkra, that we should bring the situation here so that they will solve the problem for us. Now we are here. Mr. Pinkra is not here. And so the police said they had to take the EC official and the returning officer to the regional police office to keep them for safety, so that we look for Mr. Pinkra. So wherever Mr. Pinkra is, he should come. He should come and solve the situation for us, because he's the only one who can declare whatever it is. We have our pink sheet. We have our own. They also have their own. So we should come. They should come so that we know what the EC official was feeling. Because according to Mr. Dankwa, the returning officer, he was at home. I had him on record. I recorded him. He said he was at home when the EC official called him to come and let them fill a coalition form. Which coalition form are they filling again? When you have declared already. Now when we were asking him, he said they didn't get the result accurate. So they were not adding up. So if you didn't get the result accurate and you were not adding up, why did you declare? So Mr. Pinkra, come. So that we look through all the coalition papers. Right. Then we know where the truth lies.
Right. Honorable, I don't want to draw you back, but the question people keep asking is that we were told that before the declaration, the parliamentary candidate for the NDC left the coalition center jubilating. How true this is?
I wasn't there on that day that they declared. You understand me? But that's not the situation now. The situation we are talking about is that on Wednesday, we go to the coalition center at Weija. We sent somebody there to go and bring our coalition sheet. Because when we were calculating our own at our regional office, our NDC regional office, we realized that the figures that were coming out was different. So we sent somebody there. When we got there, we saw that they were filling the coalition form.
At what time?
A new one.
At what time?
A new one in the night. It was in the night. Around 9 to 10. They were filling the thing, so we got there and we saw it. So when we asked Mr. Dankwa, he said he was at home when Madam called that he should come so that they fill a form.
So what do you suspect? What's your suspicion?
Yeah, so we suspected that they were filling in some vacuum spaces, and because when we asked him, he said when they calculated, the total didn't add up. So they were now going through it. So why is the two of them going through it when no agent is there? No agent.
And usually collation is being done at the center. You don't move the collation to your room or your office. And so if you have any declaration that you believe in that you've done, it means that you should do it right at the collation center and declare with everybody around. But when you move, it means that you are going to change figures. And we have all our pink sheets ready. Anything that they do to it, we'll hold them responsible.
Thank you very much. So those are members of the National Democratic Congress here at the Regional Coalition Center here at Ridge. You can see that ballot boxes arranged, and if the camera will move with me, members of the party are still here in their numbers. They have showed up to show solidarity to the Member of Parliament, Felix Odati-Lamte, and they are here in their numbers to lend solidarity to Felix Odati-Lamte. So, Lily, that's the situation right here at the regional head office of the Electoral Commission, where members of the NDC in the Weija-Gbawe constituency have showed up demanding that the right thing be done for their parliamentary candidate, Felix Odati-Lamte.
Quite interesting signs and scenes there. Thank you very much. That's Obed Kingaglo. He's a man on the ground. He was previously at the Weija-Gbawe constituency. Currently, they've moved to the Regional Coalition Center here at Rich. We'll bring you more in our subsequent belts. Meanwhile, political scientist Nyankpala Amate says security personnel are reluctant to take action against party supporters due to fear of offending politicians. According to him, this has given supporters the opportunity to act unlawfully.
The security cannot be entirely blamed because, look, they are scared. They are scared. If you don't know and you touch a party supporter, you don't know what lies in store for you. And that's why you find the security can be brutal. They can also face them squarely. But you remember, this is not the first time one sergeant or Inspector Okine was once beaten at a Jubilee House. What happened? Then NPP tags beat that gentleman up, and then it was reported, and they were taking the tags through the court system. Then suddenly this policeman came and said he wasn't interested anymore. Very shocking scenario. You never can tell what happens. If you are a security man and you show your face to be overly strict, you'll be thrown out of the security, or you'll be sent to Nandom or places you will never want to visit. And that's why you find them holding these tags like yams that will collapse if dropped on the floor. I'm not putting a blame squarely on the security. I think it is because of the politicians, the way the politicians will handle you if you overstep your bounds by taking these tags through the court system. You never forget what they will do to you, and they know it. They support it. Look, we've been told 106 tags have been arrested. We're waiting to see what will happen to them. They know it.
Now, the new patriotic party in the Tolon constituency has formally refuted claims regarding the involvement of the Member of Parliament-elect for that area, Habib Idrisu, in the shooting incident that resulted in the death of a bystander, Alhaji Haruna Sulemana, during the December 7 elections in the Nyankpala community. According to Secretary of the Tolon constituency, Idrisu Ganin Dauni, the MP-elect was not present at the scene of the incident as he is fundamentally opposed to violence and was concentrated on overseeing the voting processes within the constituency during the time. Additionally, the NPP has accused the National Democratic Congress youth, led by Seydou Fita, of engaging in acts of vandalism, including looting, deploying thugs against NPP members, erecting roadblocks to disrupt Tolon voters, and damaging vehicles belonging to the new patriotic party. A lot of things happening post-elections. But what are your reactions on our various social media pages? Nanama Akwa joins me with the very latest on social media. Nanama, what are people saying? How are they reacting to news, especially about Weija-Gbawe?
Well, Lily, with the scenes that we've been seeing and the pockets of violence that have been going on since Saturday, here is what they had to say, especially concerning the Weija-Gbawe, like you mentioned. When we go to Facebook, Bill says, this NDC PC is very funny. In the middle of collation, this PC was busy sleeping in the collation room, and what does he expect? We've never seen his movement during the campaign time. He should find somewhere and sleep. Bright says, so the MPP Greater Accra executives are sitting down for Sam George and his group to misbehave. Michael says, unnecessary tension in some collation centres run by NDC MPs is due to the MPP contaminated and incompetent EC. Daniel says, I want to follow this one to the very letter. I have a lot to say, but for now, I pray they come up with something positive. We have Joseph here. Those EC officials who delay results declaration should be, he thinks, prosecuted. When we move over to Instagram, good to see the people of Weija-Gbawe rise. I see. Then Kelly Davis adds, let's not forget that Bawumia got EGAP of 41%. We have Rich here. You people know, see nothing yet. Rich, don't incite violence. That's not what we are looking for right now. Then that Shy Hills girl says the schemes, I think she meant schemes, are all but a distraction. Then we have here, Ghana is a total joke. And that's what you had to tell us. Continue to send us your messages on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. Lily, back over to you.
Thank you very much, Nana Waka, for those thoughts and comments on our various social media pages. Let's do more post-election violence. 17 people have been apprehended for their involvement in post-election violence in various parts of the country. Meanwhile, the police have intensified a manhunt for individuals who vandalized polling stations in Techiman and Wenchi, located in the Bono East and Bono regions. The National Election Security Task Force has also recovered a stolen Nissan vehicle belonging to Esla Owusu Ekufo, the defeated Member of Parliament for Able Kumar West. Providing update during the task force's regular briefing here in Accra, Director of Police Public Affairs ACP Grace Ansah Akrofi spelled the continued efforts of the task force to bring all perpetrators to justice.
The Ghana Police Service, working together with the other security agencies, continue to maintain law and order in the country during this post-election phase. Patrols and deployment of personnel have been deepened in all communities across the country. Over the past 24 hours, no major incidents have been recorded. The efforts and measures implemented by the police to crack down on perpetrators of the post-election disturbances have resulted in the further arrest of 17 more people over the past 24 hours. The arrest of the 17 people bring to 123 the total number of suspects so far arrested. Also, through an intelligence-led operation, we have been able to recover the stolen Nissan pickup vehicle belonging to Honorable Esla Owusu Ekufo. This vehicle was stolen from her office on Monday, 9 December 2024. The vehicle is now in the custody of the Dansoman police. We are continuing our efforts to get the perpetrators behind this arrested. In addition, police are still on a manhunt for persons who earlier this week vandalized police stations at Techiman and Wenchi in the Bono East and Bono region. We would like to assure the public that we will stop at nothing to get these people arrested to face justice. And for those who are on the run, we want to ask them, how long can you run? And those in hiding, how much longer do you intend to endure this self-imprisonment? Whatever you do, whatever it takes, we are coming for you and we'll get you arrested. Again, we would like to assure the public that all persons working in government agencies, feel free, feel confident, go about your duties. We got you, we got your back, and we'll be there to ensure that you are safe and nothing untoward happens.
Away from election security, the spokesperson on John Dramani Maham's transition team, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, is raising concerns over last-minute recruitments in public institutions, as well as the timing of 240 million cedi payments to the Electricity Company of Ghana, the ECG, following the team's initial engagement on Wednesday. Felix Kwachi Ofosu highlighted these concerns, stating that it could pose difficulty for the incoming government.
Of last-minute recruitments and payments. I'm sure you have heard of various last-minute
But what does this mean for governance? Dr. Frederick Odro is the governance expert and he joins me via phone. Doc, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is obviously not the first time we are hearing of such. But why do we condemn it and do it when necessary?
Specifically, the employment or the payment. Is that what we're discussing?
Hello, Doc.
Now, the question is, can you come here? The question.
Hello, Doc.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I was asking about last-minute recruitments and what does this does to governance, because we've criticized this in the past when it happened. Why are we doing it again?
Okay. If it is true, and if it is not in line with due process, it's condemnable. Why I'm saying so is that there are processes for recruitment in the public sector. And it is not as if you get up one day and you employ people to do this position. There must be an application. Perhaps there must have been an advertisement of some sort. There must have been an application. There must have been a selection process. And the whole recruitment process is completed. If this is something that has been in the system for a long while, and it's now getting to its conclusion, I don't have any qualms about that. Secondly, it would be useful if we could be given clearer information. Because the information being given sounds quite speculative. Which institutions are undertaking these recruitments? Which positions are they recruiting for? This kind of information helps us to understand what really is happening. Otherwise, if we get information from a source such as the spokesperson for the incoming government transition team, it's important they are very clear and specific about the information they get. Now, it is so vague as far as I'm concerned. We don't know, to which institutions are they recruiting? And for what positions are they recruiting? These are critical information. And then let us get information as to when this process started. Then we can talk to it. For now, I don't think we can work on speculation. If an accusation is being done, the source of the accuser should know precisely what they are talking about. Because if we talk about, there is recruitment going on, there is too many, there's too much room for speculation and this kind of information being given. And it will be helpful if we can be given better information than what is being given.
If on receiving better information, we find out that indeed certain critical sectors are recruiting last minute, what impact can this have on the incoming government?
I think if people are being recruited not through the right processes, the recruitment process should be reversed. Those who are recruited, the confidence must be taken away from them. Because if you haven't gone through the right process, you shouldn't get government employment. It's as simple as that. It is not even a question of whether it will have an impact or implication on the ability of the incoming government to do its business. If the right process has not been employed to recruit, the process should be truncated. It's as simple as that. If it's even completed before the new government comes into office, they should stop it. But for now, I am of the firm opinion that there's not enough for society to come out to say they are recruitable. They should look at the one thing as public information. They should tell us the institutions undertaking this process and for the positions they are recruiting for. It's very important.
All right, Doc. Thank you very much. That's Dr. Frederick Ojo. He is a governance expert. Newsroom returns shortly after this break. Stay tuned in. Welcome back. This is still Newsroom here on GHOne TV. My name is Lily Mohammed. President-elect GHOne Dramani Mahama has announced the incoming NDC administration's intention to investigate the deaths that occurred during the just-held 2024 general election. This follows the death of 2 and injury to others at Kaswa in the Utusinga East and Nyankpala in the Tolong constituency, signaling concerns about the safety and fairness of the entire electoral process.
The relationship with the EU, and we value that relationship very well. The EU is one of our major trading partners and economic cooperation partners, and so I want to assure you that we want to, like you said, not only maintain the relationship but raise it even to another level. A lot of the foreign direct investment that comes into our country comes from the EU, and we want to deepen that, especially in the current economic crisis in which we find ourselves, where we are shut out from the international capital markets. And so we have to do as much as possible to increase foreign direct investment so that we can keep productivity, we can keep employment, and be able to find jobs for our young people. I want to thank you for the support before, during, and after the elections, the technical support. And then also during the election, the EU observer mission was one of the biggest. And I think that it helped to create a successful outcome from the election that we held. We are happy about the smooth and successful election we had. Unfortunately, there were a few incidents that have marred it, a few deaths, and it is our intention to investigate, what led to the deaths of those people, and if people are culpable, then they need to pay the price, for what they've done. And so, as soon as things settle, I hope that this government will start to investigate those incidents. But if that does not happen, we will do it as soon as we come into office. We would want to engage as early as possible with the EU, so that we look at the details of our cooperation and see how we can tweak it to match the program that this new government wants to undertake. I'm sure you've heard many things from our manifesto and all that, and so we're hoping that we'll be able to sit with you as quickly as possible. The Presidential Transition Act inaugurated the Joint Transition Team yesterday, and Mr. Debra is one of the co-chairs. And so myself and President Akufo-Addo would be sitting in reserve to meet with the team anytime there are issues that need to be dealt with at our level. But so far things are going well, and we're happy for the support that our international partners have shown. I've received a lot of congratulatory messages from several heads of state, and I had the opportunity to speak to President Macron, and also we have a scheduled phone call from the UK Foreign Secretary, and our neighbors, we have calls from our different neighbors, African heads of states, and interestingly, Indonesia. I had a call from Indonesia. Spirit of Bandung from Indonesia. And so I think that we're starting with a lot of goodwill, not only locally but from the international community, and we're very grateful for that.
Let's now bring you the latest in the business world. Now, President-elect GHOne Dramani Mahama has vowed to reassess and refine Ghana's existing partnerships with the International Development Organization. This move, he says, aims to ensure these agreements align with the nation's current requirements and ambitions. During a courtesy call on him by the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Charles Abani, GHOne Mahama stressed the importance of forging partnerships that accurately reflect contemporary realities.
outstanding relations with all your agencies. And having been president before, I know the kind of work we did together. We need you more than ever before because of the crisis this country is going through. And I've had the opportunity to meet some of you even during the campaign and before the election. And I've expressed, how I want us to work even closer together to see how we can put Ghana back on its feet. Of course, we all know that Ghana is very important in the geopolitics of West Africa and Africa in terms of upholding democracy and being a model, of peace and security. And it's something that we want to restore as quickly as possible. And so we look forward to working with you, looking at the existing programs, and we need to tweak them to meet the realities of today to do so. I believe we've had discussions with the World Bank and the IMF already, and we look to an early engagement so that we can continue to be on the same wavelength. Of course, in the campaign, several, promises been made, and we need to look at what the reality is in terms of sitting together and seeing what the way forward is. Of course, one of our main concerns, and I think we've expressed it to you.
Now, joining us via phone for a conversation on the back of this is the Dean of the Business School of the University of Cape Coast, Professor GHOne Gachi. Prof, it's afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
I trust you're doing well. I'm sure you're monitoring the elections.
By the grace of God, I'm doing well.
Great. Now, what economic benefits can Ghana expect from reassessing its partnerships with these international development organizations?
Well, Ghana is already a member of this international organization, IMF, World Bank, African Development Bank, and the rest. And the main benefit will be how our goodwill that we receive from Ghanaian people, how the goodwill that will come from this international organization will be directed towards the development of the country. So the whole thing is about the goodwill that the election results spell out, and the government of Ghana, the new government, will have to quickly convert the goodwill into something that will be attractive to this international organization. They need to project the activity they want to undertake. International organizations are interested in fighting corruption and the retrieval of loot. They are interested in financing development programs of the country. They need to quickly project those ones to this international organization and to see how they support the country going forward.
Now, Prof, we've been shut out from the international monetary market. Will the outcome of this election signal any hope?
Yeah, the outcome of the election signals significant hope, and that hope is predicated on the kind of program that was articulated during the campaign. And the NDC articulated that they need to manage debt in a different manner, for which, if you read the Public Financial Management Act, there is a setup of a debt management office, but that office is not autonomous. The IMF largely agreed that office should be turned into autonomous office, and that is captured clearly in the NDC manifesto. The NDC also captured in its manifesto how to deal with the tax exemptions, so that tax exemption become an alternative investment by the state, attracting public institutions, private institutions, to do something different in relating to job creation, relating to contribution to growth of the economy, contribution to general economy and jobs for the people of Ghana. So those items will be what this international organization will be seeing and be attracted to support the government to deliver.
Will it be a Herculean task to turn the fortunes of the economy around, looking at where we stand now?
The task is Herculean, but the effort, commitment, and the kind of collaboration that has been articulated already by the new government is such that it is not a rocket science. It will be surmounted, it will be overcome with time, so long as the right policies are being articulated and there is a focus to implement those right policies. I do not see it to be something that cannot be handled. It must be handled, and it will be handled.
Right, Prof, thank you very much for speaking to us as always. That's Professor John Gachi. He's the Dean of the Business School at the University of Cape Coast. Let's now focus our attention on the cocoa sector. Ghana's cocoa industry has experienced a significant 26% decline in the third quarter of 2024, marking its fifth consecutive downturn. Now, this drastic slump stands in stark contrast to the nation's overall economic performance, which achieved an impressive 7.2% expansion during the same period. Excluding the impacts of petroleum, Ghana's economy grew to 254 billion cedis in nominal terms, up from 194 billion in the corresponding quarter of 2023. The cocoa sector struggles commenced in the third quarter of 2023 and deteriorated substantially in early 2024. The first quarter of this year witnessed the sector's most severe contraction at 20.2%. However, expectations of a rebound have been disappointing, with contractions of 26% recorded in both the second and third quarters of 2024. That's it for the business news. Let's now bring you the sports brief with Nana Ama Ajman. Yeah, welcome back. Like I mentioned, Nanama Ajuman. Okay, I'm always confused on the names. Nanama Ajuman is standing by. Nanama, what's the latest in sports this afternoon?
Hi, Lily. So in sports this afternoon, Bukayo Saka scored twice as Arsenal beat Monaco to strengthen their position as one of the sides likely to progress to the knockout stages of the Champions League. Arsenal took the lead in the 34th minute through Bukayo Saka. He got his brace in the 74th minute before Kai Havertz wrapped up the victory for the Gunners in the 88th minute. Speaking after the game, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says he's pleased with the result.
Previously scoring 3 goals, keeping the clean. Extremely happy. We started the game very well. The first half it should have been 3 or 4 at least, and then we could have put the game to bed. We didn't. And in the Champions League we're going to have difficult moments, and we had for a period of time probably longer than expected because we weren't precise enough, we didn't adjust the press well enough, and we suffered. But then with the second goal I felt the game was in control, and happy to have the 3 points.
Now, Ferran Torres, with a crucial brace, made a significant impact with a win at Borussia.com to move up to second on the league table. Rafinha gave Barcelona the lead, but Dortmund were gifted a penalty. Ferran Torres tapped in after Dortmund goalkeeper had denied for a second time in the closing stages, but Torres with a second winner in the 85th minute with a low strike into the bottom corner. Here is Barcelona manager Hansi Flick speaking after the game.
Scored 2 goals. No, it's always it's very important for us that also the striker are pressing in the defense. So and he's good, but also he's very fast, a very fast player. We need it today because the behind of the last line from Dortmund we had. You can see we have space when we play the right pass. Then it was really dangerous. But today I'm really happy with the performance of the team.
Now, Manchester City were humiliated after they suffered a 2-0 defeat to Juventus. Dusan's header and Weston's volley in the second half secured all 3 points for the home side, boosting their hopes of progressing automatically to the next stage of the top 8 sides in the league phase of the competition. Reacting to the defeat, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola insists his players gave everything.
We play. We missed the last pass, the last action. We arrived, so we conceded few. Of course, some transition happened, but I'm so proud for this player. So, and I think that they give everything and they tried, and now we live in this period, and hopefully we can change. We got results. I know it's difficult, Torino is difficult in Champions League in Europe, but we play really good.
Ilkay Gundogan just said he feels like he knows what's wrong, and they overplay and overcomplicate things, and it just needs to be a bit simpler at times. Do you think that's a confidence issue at all within the side?
He said that we need.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, he just said that at times he feels like they play the pass that's too complicated, and they need to just play it simpler.
No, we have done it today. Another days no, but today we have done it. We have done it really well. We didn't lose many balls that happened in the past, and we tried. We arrived in the positions, but against Italian teams, they defend so deep and so compact is not easy. They're a master of these kind of situations. But even with that, we play who we are, and we miss the results, but the performance is there.
That is all for sports here on Newsroom. I am Nana Alma Ajiman. Back to you, Lily.
Thank you very much, Nana, for that sports brief. Let's head to the entertainment zone, shall we? Now, for the first time in Ghana's history, 6 individuals from the art and entertainment industry have been elected as members of parliament. This groundbreaking development includes Kwame Asare Obing, popularly known as A+, who is a hip life artist, who won the seat for Gomoa Central. John Dumelo, an actor elected as member of parliament for Ayawaso West Wuogon. Abla Jifa Gomashi, a producer and veteran actress, has been re-elected as member of parliament for Ketu South. Abi Bright, who's a Pan-African actress, elected for the Tema Central seat. Baba Sadiq Abdullahi, a spokesperson for culture, art and tourism, being elected as member of parliament for the Okaikwe Central constituency. And finally, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, popularly known as OK, who is an entrepreneur and the owner of Salt Media, has been elected as member of parliament for Asante Achim North. Does this historic move mark a significant change in the political landscape as the entertainment industry gains more representation in the country's governance system? Let's engage an entertainment analyst, Caleb Niboy, on what the impact of this will be on the entertainment sector and the entire industry as a whole. Caleb, how are you? How's the weather treating you, though?
Hi, Lily. I'm well. It's been an amazing time here.
I know.
As for the weather, we'll discuss it later.
That's just by the way. But we have seen 5 more people elected into parliament. We had Ablaji Fagumashi in the 8th parliament. Going into the 9th parliament, 6 people from the art and entertainment industry. Does this signify hope for that industry?
Thank you very much, Lily. I think that it's now clear that as a country we are getting to see what the creative industry brings. The current president was campaigning and how he used creatives to drive his campaign. Fast forward, we are here in 2024 to see as much as 6 creatives being elected into parliament. And for us as creatives within the space, our fingers are just crossed, hoping that when they finally get in there and they're able to get onto the right committees to serve, they could, one way or the other, through some of their members who are also in government, they could help government get some policies that would help structure our sector, because it hasn't been the best for the past 8 years, if I should say. In as much as we've had some good successes, there are few things that I believe it could have been better should we get proper policies in there. And also, you would also agree with me that for the NDC also having majority in parliament now, it's one of the, to me, I think it's good news, because now you would have people within the party to spearhead their policies, so that whatever government intends to do, especially if you have a president who is committed to the arts. And for John Mahama, I have followed his campaign this time around, and you could see that he used the creative, in as much as we didn't see most of them leading like we saw them do in 2016. You could see that the creatives played a huge role. Somebody like Sadiq, who I know was part of their manifesto committee for the arts, getting an opportunity to serve in parliament now. You'll be rest assured that, well, if there should be a role for Sadiq in parliament, John Mahama would also consider him, if for a ministerial role, so that he will be that voice in there. Because one thing that the arts complained over for the past 4 years was that we wanted somebody who was within the sector to serve in government, as in being a minister.
But you got, the arts sector got Mark Okwekumante, who's a known voice in the creative sector. But a lot of you still complained.
Yes, we did, because most of the policies that this government told the sector prior to the 2020 elections, they couldn't fulfill it. And we felt that getting Mark Okwekumante there could effect changes. But Mark himself came out to tell us that he's only a deputy minister and that he's there to support his minister. So if that's the case, we would need somebody there now to call the shots. And here is the case that all the ministers that have been appointed there, definitely, they've shown clearly that they do not understand the sector. If you look at the last minister who was vetted, I think Ejapa Mesa, if you listen to his vetting in parliament, you'll be amazed. He openly said, like, he knows nothing about it, and now he's going to learn. So if in times like this, we have some people within a sector who we know they are on top of the issues, going to parliament to serve. And you and I know that the same constitution of ours that we use tells the president to appoint certain number of ministers from parliament. Then we are one step ahead to say, well, maybe we could get that shot, and then we could surely get that person who will spearhead that particular ministry, so that